Hey everybody, Coach Angel Brown here. I am so glad that you all are here with me. Give me just a second. I want to share the page out. As you all are coming on, go ahead and share the page. Go ahead and share. We want to welcome everyone onto the broadcast today. We are broadcasting live at Coach Angel Brown here on Facebook. We are also broadcasting live on the Angel Blends website, and so I want to welcome everybody on. I'm going to just take a moment here to share it. We're also getting ready to go live here on Instagram. So tips for starting your wellness journey. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about tips for starting your wellness journey. So as you all are coming on, go ahead and share. And we're going to be broadcasting in a number of places today. And so I am Coach Angel Brown. We are on Facebook at Coach Angel Brown. We are also on Facebook at Angel Blends Organics, and we are also live on Instagram under Psalmist Angel Brown. And what we're going to be talking about today is tips for starting your wellness journey. And so that is definitely something that a lot of us want to talk about. We want to know about that. And, as we are ending the end of 2023 and going into 2024, we want to make sure that we are ending our year strong and that we are beginning our 2024 with power, with might, and with focus, with stamina. And so one of the things that we can begin really looking at is how to begin our wellness journey. For many of you, you are already on your wellness journey. And so what we want to do is we want to look at some practical ways of being well, tips that you're able to set in place even now that will benefit you, things that you can do for yourself, things that you'll be able to do for your family. So as you all are coming on, go ahead and share the broadcast out. I hope that this will be saved. If it's not, then there's a question that came up, will this be saved? It will be on the Coach Angel Brown page on Facebook. It will also be in the Healing, Wellness, and Abundance room on Facebook. And it will also be on Angel Blends. And for those of you who follow me personally, then later on I'll go back and share it out to my personal page. So thanks so much for being on. It's so great to see you all on. And again, today we're going to talk about tips. It is my pleasure. And so today we're going to talk on tips for beginning your wellness journey. And some of these things are just very practical ways, just things that we can do to start. And these are things that I actually did to get going. Sometimes when you're beginning a wellness journey, it seems pretty overwhelming in the beginning, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It can be really fun. It can be an exciting time. And, I don't know about you all, but me personally, I am always looking for new ways to be creative and new ways to be effective. But even as we end the end of the year, it's something about going into October, November, and December. That last, that last really push of the year. That's just really fresh, just really exciting. And so, what we're going to talk about today is tips for starting your wellness journey. We want to end our 2023 strong, and we want to go into 2024 with stamina and with power and might and focus. And just really knowing what we have to do, having a clear set of goals, a clear set of plans to be well. And so one of the things that we can do is we want to set clear goals. And by defining a wellness goal, whether it's weight loss that you want to do, whether it's improved fitness, whether it is better nutrition, whether it is stress reduction, or even enhanced mental health, having clear objectives will keep you focused. And so we have to decide what that looks like. What does it look like to reduce stress? Does that mean perhaps ending your day a little earlier? Does that mean hitting the reset button, being able to hit the reset button throughout the day, and just really taking time out for meditation, taking time out for mindfulness, taking time out to just really settle yourself and balance yourself? What about improved fitness, being able to set clear goals, being able to really just kind of look at what it looks like to have better nutrition? A lot of times we have ideas set in place in terms of what good nutrition actually looks like, but we have to really dig a little bit deeper and begin to even defy some of the beliefs that we've had in terms of what nutrition looks like, what being well looks like. And so again, having those clear objectives will keep you focused. Another really good point of advice is to start small. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves with too many changes all at once. Sometimes we have to begin with one change or maybe two manageable goals, and even as we're talking about being well, talking about having better nutrition or better fitness, one of those goals may be just something simple like managing more water, increasing your water intake, or even having a 15-minute daily walk to your routine. Add that in. Maybe that's something that you haven't been doing. So we want to start small. We don't want our goals to seem overwhelming. We don't want anything to seem like it's out of reach, because we're able to do everything that we set out to do. It's all really about really keeping that focus and being sure about our goals. And one of the things that I'm asked all the time is, how do I stay so focused? How do I stay well? And one of the things that some of you may already know about me, and some of you may not already know, is that I was able to lose 90 pounds and keep it off. It's been several years now. And a lot of times people will ask me, how was I able to do it? And, and even balance life all at the same time. But one of the things that you can really do, and this is what I did, is I focused on my why. I had to develop a why. What is my reason for being well? Why do I want to be well? Why do I want to have great energy levels? Why is it important for me to be well? And so each one of you have to develop your why. Why is it important? Do you have family that you care about? Do you have a community that you care about, that you want to make an impact in? Do you have a business that you're running? What is it that you are called to do in this earth that is going to make a change, that's going to help other people's lives? What is it that you're doing that's going to benefit other people, and where you're going to need to have your energy, where you're going to need to have be in a well place, mind, body, and spirit. What are you doing that requires your focus? What are you doing in this earth? What are you called to do? What are you not doing yet, but you need to do? You need to actually begin gearing yourself up and preparing to do, because we don't do things all just in a moment, or just because we think about it, or because we know that we're supposed to do it. There is a level of preparation that is required. And so you want to be able to establish your why. You want to, and that it has to be, sometimes you may start off with a short-term why, but it needs to be a long-term why, especially for anything that you're building and anything that you want to maintain, and anything that you want even to build a legacy, because anything that we are really doing that's of any value in this life needs to outlast us. It needs to outlive us. And so you have to establish your why. Why am I doing this? And is it going to benefit me or my family, my community, the world, even after I'm gone? And even in the short term, even as you begin to look at things that you're doing, practices, behaviors, and even places and people that you're connected to, we want to look at the why in terms of how we're going to be connected to this thing, this idea, this behavior a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and even beyond. And so that is how you're going to really be able to establish your why. And the why has to be a meaningful why. I mean, because if it's something that, it's not really going to benefit beyond today, then it's not really a solid enough why to be able to make those lasting changes and to stick with it. And so far we've talked about setting clear goals. We've talked about starting small, not overwhelming ourselves with too many changes all at once, but beginning with 1 or 2 manageable goals. We talked about drinking more water, adding exercise to your routine, and you may already be doing these things, but we need to push and maybe go a little bit further. And so, we also need to look at creating a plan. And so creating a plan involves developing realistic and a structured plan to achieve your goals. So, in terms of wellness, this may include your meal plans. This may include your workout routines or even a daily schedule for mindful practices. And one of the things that I always like to talk about is the importance of being able to create measurable change, to be able to measure your change. And so you want to be able to look at what you were doing before, what you're doing now, and be able to create measurable change. A change is not a change, and you will have heard me talk about it before. Change is not real change unless it is measurable. Change is not change unless it is measurable. And so we want to develop a realistic and structured plan to achieve goals. And then once we've created that plan, we want to now track our progress. We want to keep a journal, or we want to keep a wellness app to monitor our progress. We want to be able to kind of look back and see regular achievements. And then by being able to look at those regular achievements, or being able to go back and review what you've done, you'll be able to tweak and make adjustments to your plan as needed. And it's really good to be able to go back and really look at your achievements, because you want to celebrate your victories. You want to celebrate even the little victories, the small victories. If you drank more water today, you want to be able to say, this is what I did. This is the amount that I drank today. Maybe you drank 20 more ounces than you did yesterday. Or maybe you walked 15 more minutes today than you did last week. And so it's being able to really set these practices in place. And one thing that I always like to do is I always like to push myself beyond what my original plan was. So if I'm going to walk, for example, in the beginning, when I began walking every day, I only did like maybe a mile, right? And so what I would do is I would say, okay, I'm going to, instead of walking 1 mile, I'm going to walk 1.25 miles, right? And so then once I would walk that 1.25 miles, I would say, okay, I can go another 1/4 mile. And so each time you want to push yourself beyond even what your plan was. And you'll find that as you begin to really push yourself beyond what your plan was, you'll see that you're able to do above and beyond what you thought you could do. And you're building stamina all along the way. And so again, we want to set clear goals. We want to start small. We want to create our plans, developing realistic, structured plans to achieve our goals. And then we want to track our progress. Sometimes when we are looking at starting our wellness journey, we're able to do certain things on our own, and other times we need that extra push. Sometimes we need to seek professional guidance. Sometimes we need a coach. That's what I am. You can look me up at coachangelbrown.com. And sometimes, when you are able to get with a trainer or get with a wellness coach who can provide expert advice, a coach is able to provide tailored strategies to help you meet your goal, because we know that things are not the same for everyone. All of us are different, Now there are some very common sense things that we're able to do, common sense things that we're able to set in place that, are going to work. But even after you've set those things in place, there are going to be things that we need to do to tweak it. There are going to be even sometimes, defying our beliefs. There are going to be times when we need to defy what we already believed about a thing, or believed even about ourselves. And sometimes that coach is able to come along and identify some of the practices and behaviors that maybe we have had that could be changed, and that will help to catapult us and really springboard us into success. Another wonderful thing that you can do as you're starting your wellness journey is building a support system. If you don't already have one, sometimes you can join a support system in your area. If you don't have one in your area, then you can build a support system. And what that involves is really sharing your goals with friends and family. Having a support system can provide encouragement and motivation. It's really great when you can get around people who are of like-mindedness, people who are doing the same things, people who are shooting for the same goals. And of course, we want to be accountable. Accountability is huge. When we have someone to answer to, whether it be friends, family, and even a coach, it causes us to be able to reach the goals that we have set. Even as we are looking at starting our wellness journey, or even maintaining our wellness journey, along with building that support system, we want to stay consistent. And so consistency is a key to success. If you have not seen my videos on consistency, go back and watch it. You can find it in the Healing, Wellness, and Abundance Room on Facebook. And, I've talked quite a bit on consistency. It is so important to be consistent. It is so important to be steadfast. It is so important to be immovable in our endeavors. And, as we're able to stick to our wellness plan, even on days when motivation is low, then we're able to make huge strides in our development. Remember that small, consistent effort leads to lasting change, okay? Consistent efforts lead to lasting change. Again, we want to be consistent. We want to set things in place that we're able to achieve daily. When I embarked on my wellness journey, I made up in my mind, and there's so much to be said about a made up mind. I made up in my mind that I was going to walk every day. And my walking, again, I started out just being able to do about a mile. Before you know it, I was doing 7, 8, 9, 10 miles a day, easy, incorporating things like weights and just eating well, and I'm telling you what, being consistent, it really, really matters. It really is a game changer, because a lot of people start things, but they're not able to finish. And so we want to finish. We want to near the finish line. And the reason why I say near the finish line is because we are always developing. We are always becoming better. And even as we reach our goals, we're going to continue setting goals. We want to continue setting new goals and reaching for new heights and reaching for new endeavors. And so we want to make sure that we are staying consistent. And again, like I said before, when I started my journey, I made sure that I did some type of movement every day. It was 6 days a week, and then I moved it up to 7 days a week. I could not afford to stay in the same place. I could not afford to do the same things that I had been doing before, because the same things that I had been doing before was not benefiting me. It was not causing about change. And the changes that what I did before was bringing about, it was not lasting, because if I was not sticking with it, then I was falling back into old habits. And the beauty of consistency is it causes about new habits. Once you've done something for so many days, what it actually does is it creates new habits. It creates new even pathways And that's a whole different subject that we can get into another day. But it causes us to behave differently because we are creating new plans and new patterns of thinking, new patterns of behavior. A lot of times people say that it only takes 2 weeks or 21 days to create a new habit, and it's just not true. It really takes an excess of 90 something days and even up to 168 days to really have a new habit in place. And so we want to be consistent. Consistency is the key to success. Consistency is the key to success, and small consistent efforts lead to lasting change. Okay? And so again, throughout our day, we want to practice mindfulness. We want to incorporate practices like meditation and being able to really reduce our stress, improve our mental well-being, and focus. All of this is an effort to focus, and we want to focus on good things. We want to focus on positive things. We don't want to be so engulfed in what's going on in the world, even though we do want to be aware, but we want to stay focused on our goals, because again, remaining focused allows us to really show up in the world in a powerful way. It allows us to really cause about change, not only in our lives, but in the lives of those we love and the lives of those who are around us, and again, in our cities and our states and our countries and in the world. And so we want to think beyond ourselves, and as we become well, as we commit to our wellness journey and continue going in our wellness journey, we are able to think on a higher plane. We are able to think on higher things and move differently than we did before. And then we won't be always thinking just about ourselves, but we'll be thinking about those around us. As our lives improve, we're able to help those around us and see how we're able to benefit them, because this life is all about people. It's not just about us. But again, let's talk about being well just physically and mentally. We want to make sure that we are staying hydrated. We want to make sure that we are drinking enough water. And you all have heard me talk about it many times before. Incorporating those high water content fruits and vegetables into our diets, it allows us to really hydrate ourselves in a way that water by itself can't do. And so if you all are enjoying the information that you are hearing here, please feel free to connect with me at CoachAngelBrown.com. I would love to really walk with you on your wellness journey and help you to achieve your results, to achieve the results that you have even seen me make. Go on and look and see my before and after pictures. You will be amazed. And I do not believe in being stingy. I believe in sharing information. I believe in sharing how you can be well, sharing what the tips, the things that I've done to be well and to maintain my wellness. It's so important for us to be just overall well, and to really increase our energy levels and to stay healthy, because again, it allows us to show up in the world in a powerful way. And so another thing we want to do, these are just very basic, making sure that we're getting quality sleep. We did live on that. We actually did a few lives on that recently, so go back to the Healing, Wellness, and Abundance Room and watch that video on getting enough sleep, getting adequate sleep. And even go and take a look at our Clubhouse page. That's an audio app. If you're not already on Clubhouse, then again, look there even and listen. We've had some powerful panelists on recently, and we've talked about getting that adequate sleep and what that really looks like, because adequate sleep helps us to support our mental well-being, and it helps us physically. It really helps us in every way. We're able to really be balanced when we're able to get proper rest. And again, that is part of wellness. As we talk about, creating, starting well in our wellness journey, we want to make sure that we are eating well, that we're eating whole foods. What is whole foods? It's things that are grown from the ground. Whole foods are things that only have one ingredient in them. So we want to focus on having whole, unprocessed foods in our diet. It really, really sparks our energy. It gives us stamina. It gives us that strength to really continue on, and that even that mental fortitude. So we want to aim to incorporate a variety of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains in our diet. And of course, we talked earlier about exercising regularly, being able to incorporate that activity into your routine, aiming for at least 150 minutes of moderate to intensive exercise per week. And of course, that is going to be based on you. You know, everybody's different, so what everybody needs is going to be different. And so, you know, I just want to encourage you all, you know, celebrate your achievements, reward yourself for reaching your milestones along your journey, and celebrate your accomplishments. You know, that is going to really help to maintain your motivation. I'll tell you one thing, you know, years ago, I used to always celebrate my achievements by having food, you know, but I don't do that anymore. When I celebrate my achievements, I might bless myself with a really great book, you know, a new book, you know, whether it be a book I like to really thumb through. I'm from the old school. I like to thumb through my books. So books are really exciting to me. I love to learn. I love to read. I love to just digest new content and just really go deeper. And so one of the things that I like to do is reward myself by purchasing a new book. I might purchase it on even audiobooks. I love to listen. Sometimes we're not able to really have the book in hand because we're busy, but as we're going about our day or as we are accomplishing other things, we can have the audiobook playing. That's just something that I like to do. I also like to reward myself by doing things like going on a really beautiful nature walk. I like to go fishing. I like to even spend time really just taking time out to really just think, to strategize. To me, that's a really wonderful way to celebrate time, is to think about, okay, what is the next thing that I'm gonna do? What is the next thing that I can do to create a better life for myself, a better life for those around me? And so it's just whatever you like to do. Another thing that I like to do is maybe even go to an art gallery and just look at beautiful pieces of art. Maybe purchase a nice new piece of art. So it's just so many things that you can do. Again, it just really depends on who you are. And one of the things that you can do as you continue on your wellness journey is to stay informed. And just now I talked about reading books. We want to continuously educate ourselves about wellness topics, and you'll find that as you begin your wellness journey, as you continue on your wellness journey, as you maintain your wellness journey, you're going to go from one topic to the next topic to the next topic. And we know that life is all about seasons. We move in life about in seasons. And so where we may focus on one thing today, we'll focus on something else having to do with wellness a few months from now, and then even a few months later. It's a journey. It's really a journey. And so knowledge is a powerful tool that you'll be able to use on your journey. And it's, again, get connected to the right people. Get connected to people who are going to help motivate you. And so I just wanted to check for comments, because you all know we are live on Facebook on a number of pages, as well as on Instagram. And so again, follow us at the Healing, Wellness, and Abundance Room on Facebook. Follow me at Coach Angel Brown on Facebook. And also, again, if you want to connect with me directly, you can go to CoachAngelBrown.com, and I would love to connect with you. Join my mailing list. As you continue on your journey to wellness, one of the things that you want to do is to be patient and kind to yourself. Understand that progress takes time. Setbacks are a part of the process. I have run into so many people that have done so well for so long, and maybe they have really improved their diet, or maybe they've wanted to fast, or there's different things. Maybe they've wanted to exercise and maybe they messed up along the way. Please understand that setbacks are a part of the process. We're not perfect beings, so sometimes we're going to make mistakes. Treat yourself with compassion. Treat yourself with patience. It's so important to understand. When we make mistakes, we want to figure out why we made the mistake. We want to figure out what was our mode of thinking, what were we feeling. Really allow yourself to experience what you were feeling at the time, to try to figure out perhaps what the root of the problem or where it came from. But don't just beat yourself up. Resolve to do better. Resolve to get back up. Just because you're down doesn't mean you have to stay down. Understand that progress takes time. It takes that consistency. So treat yourself with compassion and patience. And most of all, you want to stay positive. So maintain a positive attitude. Always and constantly visualize your success. What you're able to see, you are able to achieve. I truly believe that in the core of my being, what you are able to see is what you're able to achieve. Do you see yourself being well? Do you see yourself with increased energy? Do you see yourself doing all the things that you want to do? Do you see yourself doing all the things that you dream of? Do you see yourself achieving? Do you see yourself being well? Do you see yourself successful? You have what it takes to create the life that you want. You must maintain a positive attitude and visualize your success. Everything that you have to create success is already within you. Right now, it is just about tweaking it. It's just about getting the process down. It is just about creating strategy. And then, of course, it is about moving forward. And so we want to always keep a positive mindset, because a positive mindset can help us overcome obstacles and keep us on track. Again, stay positive. Periodically assess your goals and make adjustments as needed, because we want this journey to remain fresh and effective. As always, you all, follow me at CoachAngelBrown.com. I would love to connect with you. Follow me at the Healing, Wellness, and Abundance Room. You can find us on Facebook. And I tell you what, we look forward to hearing about your success.